So I've been talking about like movies that I've watched. Some of them have suck. Some of them are really I enjoy them, and one that I hadn't thought about ever talking, but I saw Filmento did a video, and I was like, you know what? One, you should go watch his videos because they're very, very well done, and the analysis and everything is just like, wow, I feel so smart after watching them. Um, this take is just gonna be my opinion on the movie Mortal Kombat. Now, I have never played the video games. Have I? I don't think I have. I don't think I've played them ever. Um, I kind of know, obviously, like I know a little bit of what they are, but I've never played them, so I don't know the lore of anything. So I kind of went into this movie completely blind, I guess. I had no idea who the characters were. I have no idea what like their history. Like I knew nothing, right? And the beginning of the movie was amazing. The introduction was like I thought that that was going to be the movie, that we were going to see like the development of these two characters, and I was going to be like, okay, we're going to now see, I don't even remember any of the characters' names, but if you've watched it and you know about it, then I don't, does it matter? I only know one of them is called Sub-Zero and the other one eventually is called Scorpion. I'm not gonna name because I feel like it's gonna be an embarrassment to myself if I just start making up names that I don't even remember. But both of the two, like I guess, who I thought were going to be like the antagonist, like the like the protagonist and the antagonist, but they aren't. I guess Sub-Zero is treated. I saw someone compare him to like Jason, like he's like a slasher in like a horror movie that he just appears, and I think that makes his character way better because it's just like, oh my god, he's there, and then he kind of like adds more stress than having him just be there constantly and being like, okay, like what is he doing, but anyways, back to what I said about the introduction. I feel like it was a very much missed opportunity to have not focused on just the introduction for a more long period of time. Like when they switched to Cole, I was completely flabbergasted. I was like, wait, what's going on? Is this, because at first I thought, okay, they're gonna focus on the daughter. I think it was the daughter. I don't remember the baby, if it was a boy or girl. But I was like, oh, it's gonna focus on them. But then I was like, wait a minute, this looks like the future, like future. And I was like, who is this person, and why are we switching to them? And I was so confused. And I was like, why am I supposed to care about this character? Like, and the thing is, I thought his wife or girlfriend was his mom, because I thought his daughter was his sister. I was so confused, and I was like, why am I supposed to care about this random man that they just showed us, who apparently used to be a really good fighter, and now he's not that good of a fighter? I don't. One thing that I will give this movie very much props is that they showed me everything. They did not scare away from blood. They did not scare away from like actual fighting or like, gory scenes of like cutting people. Like everything was there, and I was like, you know what, this is like, I hate when it's like, yes, he cut off his arm but there's no blood or anything. It's just like, no, show me everything. And this movie shows you everything. But they started like putting villains that looked so interesting and then killing them off 2 seconds in the most dumbest way, and I was like, so they're not that much, like, I get that the villains are cheating because they're like, oh, we want to win and not have to do this Mortal Kombat, just like win the easy way and just kill all the champions that Earth has. Even though they, like, it was just so convoluted, and I was like, did this happen in the video game? Because it felt so convoluted. It just felt like, okay, so the people who are supposed to like, who are like champions of Earth, no one tells them. So how are they supposed to know that this whole, like, if the whole entire like weight of the Earth is on these champions, why is no one training them? Why is no one being like, hey, like no one knew. Like, they found out because these two random like ex-military people were like, I'm curious, I'm gonna look it up. And then they went to go look the, what was it, like a castle somewhere in the desert that they didn't even know. It was just, they knew the location of the desert because one of the dudes who used to like sell guns, or like, he was a bad guy and he had sold things around there, so he knew the location. But if he hadn't known the location, the champions would have never found the location. So, and then you have the guy who has fire, and the guy with the hat, and the guy who has lightning, who I was like, later I found out that he was like a god or something, and I was like, oh, because I had no idea who he was. And they were like, yeah, we can't like, you know, kind of like influence things, but they were literally just sitting on their butt not doing anything. And then the fire guy comes and he's like, oh my god, you're here. And I'm like, how did you expect them to find this place, like in the middle of nowhere? Like not even like oh okay, they're like 18, so now they're like older, or I don't know the lore of this. I'm just assuming that they wouldn't like make a child fight, you know, even if they're like the champions or whatever, who knows, and send them like a little script or like something. But these were just random people living their life who then, oops, they got killed because like that was stupid. Anyways, the villains. So the villains looked really cool. I knew none of the lore of the villains. So when they started introducing, like, she is this huge champion and she had these huge wings and she was like, I was like, oh my god, she's gonna be one of like the main baddies. And then Hat Guy killed her in like 2 seconds. Cool death. But I was like, who was she and why did I care? I mean, I cared because she was hot and she had wings. But I was like, she's dead. And then they introduced the four-armed dude who I was like, okay, now this is every time I was like, okay, now this, and then they just, like, what? And oh my god, it was so frustrating because, so he have Cole, who I guess he's supposed to be like the character that's supposed to help someone like me who has no idea what is going on. But Cole had no, like, I did not care about his family. I did not care about his wife. I did not care about his kids. I didn't care about him. He didn't have any, like, motivation. He was just there. It wasn't even like, I care for the world, or like, it was just like a random blank character that added nothing to it. I mean, the blonde lady and the bad guy, the bad guy who was like, I don't even know his name, and the dude who was like cyborg, they were like a little bit more developed, I guess. They had more personality than Cole. Cole was just kind of like, I was like, Cole, what is your motivation? Like, I get, you know, like the blonde lady was really like, when she found out, like, she really wanted to participate. She felt like this was end of the world type of scenario that we need to like fight and we blah 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 blah. So like I understood her. The guy with the cyborg, you know, kind of, I mean, if you're gonna be killed and you find out that you're gonna be killed, you're gonna try to do something about it. And then obviously, I take it back. The only one who I felt like, who was a character was the blonde girl. I'm talking about the cast, not like Fire Hands or the Hat. They were also pretty cool, and they had like a little bit of moments where I was like, characters that aren't like one-dimensional. But the rest of them, I was like, why are they? I don't understand. Anyways, bad guys. Sorry, my train of thought does not stick to one thing at 1 second. 1 second? Anyways. 4 hands. Oh, 4 arms. Why did I talk about 4? Oh yeah, his family. Okay, so the moment when they're like, we're being followed, they stay at this place, right? And even though, Cole knows that he's one of the champions, so obviously they're gonna look for him, even though he was like, I give up. The bad guys don't care that he gave up. They're still gonna try to kill him. So why did he stay there? And then after, you know, Cole leaves, why did his wife stay there either way to then get abducted by Sub-Zero? I was like, why didn't you leave? You know the bad guys know you're there. Like, hello? And then, oh god, it's so stressful when he was like, leave, and then his daughter and his wife are just standing there, and I'm like, you are seeing a gigantic, I'm gonna assume he's like 10 feet or 8 feet. I have no idea how tall that man was. A 4-armed man, and you're just gonna stand there and yell? You're either... And then finally she grabs like an axe and hits him with him. I'm like, okay, fine. Now she did something. She just wasn't standing there. Instead of being like, okay, I'm a mom, I have to protect my daughter, or I'm gonna, you know, hide my daughter and then come out and help my husband. No, she just kind of stood there. And so then Cole really only gets his powers, or whatever it is that, whatever they have, when his wife is in danger. And then the lightning guide was like, haha, that was my plan all along, to put your family in danger so then you would get like motivation. And I was like, this is the dumbest thing. Why are they introducing us to these cool villains and then kill them? And like, aren't these like super baddie villains who are like training? Like, I get that they're like bad guys, so like, you know, they don't follow by the rules and they just, but I'm supposed to believe that the guy with long hair, I don't remember what his name is, the bad guy equivalent to the guy who's lightning, he, obviously his like top dogs are like the strongest. That's what I would assume. He just doesn't pick anyone who's like, yes, you're bad. I mean, even what is his name? I don't remember. The guy with the laser for an eye. He wasn't part of the main group. He was just like, ah, yeah, he's gonna betray them. Like, let him come. Like, we'll just put him like in accounting or something. You know, he's not like the main. Like, that's what I felt. So when you're telling me that, yes, I get that the blonde girl and the cyborg guy, they are like ex-military, but he just got like buff arms. Like, you're telling me, like, it was just so like, I what huh? Like, even Cole was a fighter, but like they're like they're villains. They have like powers, or I don't even remember. Like, one of them had like, what was she could like like fly through time, or like appear teleport. That's not fly through time. Well, I guess you could say fly through time. Teleport. And you're telling me she couldn't kill Cole? You're telling me she couldn't just pop up and just stab him in like the throat? You're telling me the blonde girl had to come in 2 seconds and be like, I was able to train my power in 2 seconds and I killed 2 people just like that. Again, I get that they are military, but being military does not mean that you're suddenly super trained to have like superpowers. And like, I don't feel like that translates to like, yes, you know how to strategize, and I guess you're, you know, strong because you fight, or you know how to fight, to I have powers that now, I don't know what her powers were, like blasting things off her arm, like pew pew. And then the other guy who, again, he has cyborg arms, but that's the only modification that he has. Like, yeah, he's buff, but like his body is still like his normal body. Like, you know. So when he's fighting this other dude who I guess his power is having an axe, and he just takes him over so easily in 2 seconds and then crushes his face, and I was like, that's it? You're telling me these are the villains who kicked their butt like 2 seconds ago, and now they got their powers? They didn't train with their powers, but suddenly they can beat them. And I was like, and don't get me started on the fact that cyborg guy, I don't remember his name, he, again, why did he think he could kill Sub-Zero with the gun? Like, this man can shoot ice. This man can like control water and turn it into ice and freeze things. Like, all he has to do is just freeze your hand and just, and oh, you're dead. So why did he think a gun would work? Like, I get that they had to make up a way for him to like get, like, I don't. Moving on, they kill Hat Guy because I guess they had to kill someone, so they killed Hat Guy, even though he was one of the interesting characters, him and Fire Guy. And then suddenly Fire Guy, even though he hasn't, like, I guess the grief made him stronger. And I guess at least with here's the difference. Fire Guy fought for longer versus, I don't even remember who he was fighting. Oh yeah, the mask guy. He fought for longer, and they were more like, it felt like a more like toe-to-toe type of fight. And then when mask guy falls into like this pit of like, I don't know, combustible, I don't know, something that can turn on fire, and then he brings dragon out. I was like, okay, this is cool. And the other guys who have no training, zero like anything, the cyborg is not toe-to-toe, he's overtaking him. The blonde lady overtakes the girl who has like the knife and jumps through time. Cole, again, Cole needed help from his wife, and then he needed help from the blonde girl. And then when he was going up against Sub-Zero, he needed help from, is it Scorpion? Like, Cole did not do anything. Cole always had someone else helping him, so. And then the moment of Sub-Zero and Scorpion, I was like, okay, we got the moment. And then and I was like, why is this so much more interesting than the rest? And they only gave us like 10 minutes between those two characters. It was far more interesting. And then at the end, we're like, yes, we won. We won. For like the next Mortal Kombat, because I told the bad guy, Lightning King told the bad guy to leave, and that works. This movie, what it had going for it, like I said, the beginning 10 minutes, the last 4 minutes between Sub-Zero and Scorpion, I think it's what he's called, and the fight scenes, the plot, the characters, the decisions, not great. I saw that they had like signed like to do 2 other movies, so I guess they were expecting it to do really well, or it did really well. I have no idea, but I hope that they take criticism that they've seen off this movie, and I hope they if they're gonna continue. The thing is, I saw a post that apparently Cole, like the actor, he's really into Mortal Kombat. Like, he knows all the lore, and it's such a sad that in real life this man is probably like a Mortal Kombat fanatic, and his character's just like, so hopefully he can, like, they make him an actual character, like an actual person, and not just like someone who, like in Resident Evil, it works with Ethan because his characterization is family, well, it's wife, and then it turns into baby, and then but that's a video game and you can get away with that. But this is a movie, it's just like, Cole, I don't care about your family. Like, when, like, I cared more about I don't even remember Scorpion's name, the beginning with his wife and his kid, because they gave us this moments of like, oh, that's sweet, he loves her, he says like these sweet things, and then his kid's like learning how to fight, so when they die it's like, oh my god. And then when he dies, not seeing his daughter, or his baby, I'm gonna just say baby, it feels so like to the heart. And then with Cole and his family, like, I guess, yeah, they give some characterization to the daughter, but his wife, I was like, I thought it was his mom, to be honest. I thought his daughter was his, like, I was just like, what is this? So yeah, hopefully for the next movies, they, I have no idea how they're gonna say this, but I hope they give more character depths to these characters, and if they're the bad guys, that they're actually alive for more than, that they're actually, like, make it feel like it's toe to toe. Make it feel like, give me not a montage, like, because the thing is, they did a montage, a training montage, but it felt like a training montage of like 2 hours. Give me something where we can see the characters evolve, not just like, oh, physically getting like buff to fight these bad guys or whatever, but to also like emotionally like grow, and not just like force these, like, anyways, this was my opinion. Why did my voice just go up that high? So yeah, like I said, sorry, I know nothing about Mortal Kombat. I don't know the lore. As you can tell, I know the characters. I know nothing about it. So all I could go off was this movie. This movie. So, like I said, the fighting and the not shedding away from blood really helped this movie a lot. I was like, okay, this movie went there, but it drags down the plot and the characters. And but like, again, sorry, I said that a lot, don't I? Like, but sorry, my brain is like, breathe. But I hope that the next movie, the writing just, focus more on the development, on the plot. You don't have to rush everything. I think it would have helped if they focused more on the beginning characters a lot more, and then maybe done like a little segue of showing like his like offspring. So it's like, and then it would ultimately, like, each of them showed them fighting and being like different important people in their life, or like, and then it shows Cole, and then you're like, Cole's not that great, and so then you have like this camaraderie of Cole of living up to something. So I don't know, I'm not a writer, I don't know anything about, well, I do write, but I'm not a writer of like movies. I don't know how to, but something like that. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna stop because not my brain's just gonna keep on going. So bye. If you are watching this, or if you just stumbled upon this video, what did you think? Please tell me, because I want to talk about Mortal Kombat, as you can tell. Like I said, I don't know any of the characters' names, but if someone puts a comment, I'll Google and be like, okay, who is this character again? So yeah.